obviously look to the Marlies and somebody like Casperry to come up and tweak the lines here, a couple of lines to give yourselves the offensive push that might push you over the hump?
Well, I think just we're trying to get quicker and a little more depth, obviously, and so that's what we try to do. Anytime you're not winning as much as you'd like to win, and like I said last night, I thought we played well. I thought we did lots of good things, but as I went through the tape, to me, we weren't dangerous enough in the offensive zone. We had the puck all the time. We weren't dangerous enough, so we just looked at what we can do. We've been talking about it for a long time, so it's not like a spur of the moment thing. But and Cappy's a guy that we all believe is going to play in the National Hockey League a long time, and he probably believes he should be on the team. But it's just one of those things, and we'll give him an opportunity.
Leo and Naz have been a pair for a long time. What goes into breaking them up or splitting them up?
Well, just for Road, he'd be right back. At home, I'm trying to have more depth. Leo played great last night. That line was really good for us. I like Leo there because he gives Naz a tightening about 10 times a game just to keep him in line. And so we'll see how it goes in Chicago. But at home, they're going to play together anyway. But I'm looking to have more balance and more attack, especially on the road when I don't have last change. And we got to try some things. We've changed our lines a ton because of the injuries when Matty was hurt, but we haven't changed it when Matty's been back that often, and this gives us a little opportunity. Now, Mitch and Matty got to be able to do something together too.
Mitch was saying obviously he's excited for the potential to play with Marleau. He's become close with on the road, and Nazem, how do you feel he might fit in with those two?
Well, I'm just going to watch. Yeah. Oh, I heard Patty say to him, we got one other chance and it didn't work, so we better get to work. It's like anything. You put your work before your skill, you're usually a happy guy. You don't, it doesn't go good.
So go back to the Marlies. What do you want him to work on there before?
Well, it's just, the bottom line, and both goals last night against his line weren't his fault. And saying all that, you got to be able to spend some time in the offensive zone. We thought Goat did a real good job defensively. We thought he did a good job on the penalty kill, but there's obviously more growth there. I think he's gotten way quicker. He has to get way quicker, but he also has to play as 6'5", whatever he is, 230, and so that's part of the process.
The playoff cushion that you guys have with the teams behind you, do you ever have to remind the players that that's not nearly the luxury they might think that it is? Do you see that in them? Or?
No, and I think, it's interesting how you guys talk about that. I don't think about that ever. I just think about trying to get better each and every day and trying to move ahead in the standings. Well, you get a chance to interview them every day, yeah. So ask them. But that's why I'm telling you this. You asked me the question, I'm telling you that's what I think. I think they think exactly the same way. I don't think anybody in here thinks they're in Comfortville, and I don't think our game indicated that last night at all. I think we played hard and played well. We gave up very, very little, to say the least. We didn't win the game, so now we got to dig in and win one in Chicago.
2+ seasons in the American Hockey League as a defenseman, never hurt anyone. How has Arenat come along through the peaks and valleys of his apprenticeship?
Yeah, I think he had a real good first year, and then it wasn't as good his second year. I think when Valley's played here, he's been really good for us. And so, what we're trying to do is create unbelievable depth in the defense position, and I think that's going to happen over time here. And obviously, him and these guys are going to knock on the door. It's going to be a much harder team to make on the back end than it's been here.
Just a quick comment, Coach, about the honor you received this morning, being named to the Order of Hockey Canada.
Well, obviously a huge honor. When you wouldn't, never really thought much about anything like this. Obviously the other honorees, spectacular, and congratulations. But I don't know. Humbled to say the least. How's that?
What has Hockey Canada meant to you in your career?
Well, just lots. I think I've been an under 18 assistant coach for them. I coached overage under 20 team. I coached World Junior team. I coached World Championship team, 2 Olympic teams, and World Cup team. So I've been involved in their program many, many times. What you get to do when you're in that program is you get to meet a ton of good coaches and you get to get better. And I think that's, the thing they'll miss the most, or one of the things they'll miss the most even about the Olympics this time. You would have got to have a real good staff around you and would have had a chance to get better. And so those are professional development opportunities like you can't find. So, there are a number of things, but obviously I'm real thankful to the committee and anybody. I don't even know how the whole process works, to be honest with you, but humbled and thankful.